My name's Dave Bosco, and this is Bosco 411. Today we're talking about dying with debt. If you have a question you want answered on this show, you can go to our Facebook page or our website at bosco411.com. Very, very unusual question. Kind of caught me off, by surprise a little bit. What happens when you die and you owe money? Very, very good question. Well, it all depends on what your situation is. So let's say, old Richard Cranium passes away and he owns a house. Now, he owns this house, he owes money on it. He also has some credit card debt. He's got an automobile that he still is making payments on. This can get very, very messy. Now, again, I'm not an attorney by any means. I do have a PhD in stupid, so hey, go figure, right? So basically, we're going to start with the house. What happens is, if you're the executor of the will, of course, Richard's going to be wanting to give things away to everyone. But what everyone needs to realize is if there's money owed and there's assets that are involved that may have, let's say he owns a $100,000 house, he only owes $50,000 on it. What's going to happen is if you have no need for this house, you don't want this house, and the bank takes it because it's not yours. Okay, there's still money owed on this house. Just because he passed away doesn't mean everything goes away. If he had life insurance on the mortgage, now that plays a big factor here, because if he has life insurance on the mortgage, you definitely at that point want to get a hold of an attorney because you want to make sure that this asset is secured. Because what's going to happen is anybody he owed money to has the right to freeze the assets because they're going to want to get their money. You still got a car loan. So we'll just say Ford Motor Credit. They're going to want their money for this automobile. Even if they came and took this automobile, repossessed this automobile, they still need to get their money out of it. Because as I explained in a video before, sometimes you're going to get your vehicle repossessed and it goes to auction, you're not getting everything that you owe on that. There's going to be some back money. So you get your attorney involved. A lot of attorneys are going to tell you that here's what's going to happen. You have the chance to purchase this house. Okay, he owes $50,000 on it. House is worth $100,000. You got $50,000 in equity in this house. So if you were to buy this house, your attorney's going to get a hold of the bank, going to make the arrangements. You take over the mortgage, and you're going to take out another mortgage. They're going to be satisfied of their $50,000. Now you still have this auto loan, okay? You're going to have to call the finance company on this vehicle. You have to find out what the payoff is. The money from any assets are going to have to go to pay the bills. So you purchase this house. Now you're going to have to take the money from the home, okay? Most likely, all depending on how much the car is, what you got in credit cards, there might be $35,000 or $50,000 that he had in bills. These things just don't go away when you die. So if there's $50,000 in bills, the house is worth $100,000. You're going to have to buy the house for $100,000, use the other $50,000 to pay off the rest of the bills. Now, it can be very, very complicated when it comes to that. So just don't think that just because somebody dies that all these bills go away. So let's say that Richard, owns nothing. Okay, he's a renter. He's renting a house. He's got credit cards, and he has an automobile that's financed. As the executor of the will, this vehicle, again, you're going to want to contact an attorney because this is really slick at how this has to work, okay? It's a very slippery deal, and you want to make sure it gets done correctly. The bank's most likely going to take possession of the car unless you want the car and you can finance the car to pay off the bank. If the bank comes after the car, they're not coming after you for the remainder. Okay? If Richard has no money whatsoever, he's a renter, doesn't own anything at all. There are no assets but this car. He has credit card debt, school loans, school loans, we get into all that, but it's, you either got to pay off a school loan or you got to die. So you're not going to be responsible for the bills at that point unless you want to take possession of the car. So you just make sure you get a hold of an attorney because there's a lot involved with debt after someone passes away. You want to make sure that you're prepared for something like that. You want to make sure you have mortgage insurance. You want to make sure you can get life insurance policies on your vehicle. You want to make sure these things are covered. So just something for you to think about. I appreciate the question, and hopefully that answered some of the questions and whatever else you have. This is Bosco 411. If you like that video, hit the subscribe button and check out the other videos on our channel.